Okay, Jared.
What could be more fun than a raffle? A Q&A. Wow. Thank you all for being here. My name is Jared Kleinstein. I'm the executive producer, meaning I did very little and AJ did everything. But you kept hearing in that show, did you guys hear when he'd say, it's a director on the bottom, or the entire family was just talking to AJ? I'd like to introduce AJ Oscarson. And you all know Gabe Landeskog. So we've done a media scrum upstairs. People have asked you a ton of questions that you've heard either for the first time or before. We're going to try some different questions, maybe get some unique stuff today, and we'll learn also a little about AJ. First, AJ, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm AJ.
Stands for Alexander Justin.
Yeah.
Yes.
You thought you were going to get away with that? Just AJ? No. When somebody says AJ, everybody's wondering, what does AJ stand for? Well, I just remember. Here we go. Okay, keep going.
Parentheses important. Name's AJ. I'm head of studios and DP at Fresh Day Media. Been there 4 years. Been working on this project with Gabe for two very intense years, I think. I'm very glad you all came out and supported the project, supported Gabe. It's been a very fun couple projects in 2 years.
Gabe, when AJ calls you, or when you call AJ and he picks up, what does he say?
Gabe Landeskog?
Every time.
Literally, not even like hello. It's like, Gabe Landeskog? I'm like, no, that's my name. Just like, say hello.
You're not alone. It's Jared Kleinstein.
Is that what he says to you too?
Every single time.
Is that what you do to everybody?
Why say hello?
Like, what's your mom's name? What do you say to your mom?
I go, Ma.
She's the one exception.
Yeah, Dad gets, hey Roy.
Okay. All right.
Well, why say hello? I know who it is.
His dad is such a Roy too. When you meet this guy, wow, he's the best. Okay, so how did the project start? Like, really, the project itself. How did it get started?
It's like May 10th, 2023. I just gotten out of surgery. I posted a picture on Instagram. Everything went well. We're good. Thumbs up. And then Fresh Tape reaches out. Avalon. I don't think Avalon's here.
Shout out to New York.
Shout out to Avalon. Part of the Fresh Tape crew. She messages saying, best of luck, da da da. And I remember being like, just like fresh out of surgery, probably some painkillers a part of it. And I just remember being like, hey, you know what, if you've ever thought about doing something like this, if you ever want to be a part of the journey, if we should shoot something, let's do something, let's talk about it. And I think that's kind of where it started. And she's like, hey, we'd love that. And then I remember I reached out to you and I was like, let's get on a call. And we got on a call and we started talking about it. And I said, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know how you guys feel, if this is even something that you guys do or you want to be a part of. We started talking anyway, and then we just decided let's start rolling the cameras because this is kind of when you would start something like this. We started. I am so happy that we did. And we just kept it going. The hardest part about doing something like this, honestly, normally you have a start, a middle, and an ending when you start in a documentary, and AJ would tell you all this. We had a start, that's all we had. And then we were like, okay, well, let's just start rolling the cameras. Let's figure out where this is going after that. And I just can't thank you enough, and I can't thank you enough for believing in this, wanting to be a part of this, and then putting it all together. So thank you.
I do want to put Avalon on blast. She's not here, but for years I've been telling her about me and Gabe. What are our wives' names? Melissa. Where do we spend our summers? Toronto. So we're the same guy. Everybody's been saying, Gabe, Jared, same guy. So anytime I've ever texted Gabe, Avalon's been like, oh, you're so weird. He's like not enjoying this. And then she's the one that texted you to say we should do this or whatever, feel better. So it's good to text your heroes. Anyway, next question. I put a whole list here. Watching it. I want to hear from both of you what it's like watching it on TV. Both as the person who spent way too many hours editing it, shooting it, everything, and the person who's the star of it. What's it like watching it on TV?
Go ahead, Alexander.
Tyler's got something to say.
Yeah. Like watching it tonight or like in general?
Every single time you watch it on TV, not like a screener on, on your laptop.
Not at your office. So anytime you watch it, but you're not at work.
I think it's a bit wild. You know, we worked on this project for 2 years. We started talking to Warner Brothers, I think November, I want to say. They didn't sign on until literally signed the dotted line. They were like, yeah, we're interested. And then the holidays and then everything. But we had to start going because they're like, well, if we're in it, we want to start airing late February, I want to say. And it's 25 minutes of television every week for 5 weeks, so you just gotta go. But they didn't sign until the dotted line until end of February, I want to say. Mid-February. And so I didn't really think about it. And then I saw it on the Max app, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. And then I went back to editing, and I watched it on a week, and I'm like, that's wild. Yeah, so I didn't really think it was a thing. I'm still not sure it's a thing. Because like in my head, it's all just a draft. Like I watched this episode we all watched tonight. I watched it 8 times yesterday. And I watched it 10 times Friday. Because I changed one clip. And we have to deliver to Sweden, all the Nordics, Canada, TNT, and HBO. And so you have to make sure all those files are right. Everyone wants to see Gabe Landeskog, literally everybody in the whole world. So yeah, I guess it's real. It's in the world. In my head, it's on my laptop, and these people have seen it, and that's all I can verify.
You crushed it.
Thank you.
Yeah, honestly, AJ, this project would be nothing without you, so thank you. And honestly, please. Like AJ, there's been times where I've been wrapped up into my rehab and my life and whatnot, and then I give AJ a call, and he's just always ready to go. I can hear it. I call him on his cell phone, and I can hear his notepad going in the background. He's writing down. I'm telling him something. I'm like, okay, so then this happened, and then my knee hurt, and then this happened, and then I talked to so and so, and I can just hear him like he's just taking breaks. Like, I'm like, are you writing? He's like, yeah. So he's just like taking it down, and honestly, like your dedication, your commitment to this, and your belief in this project, like honestly, like this would have been just impossible to do without you. So thank you. And yeah, give it up for AJ, please.
It helps to have good subjects.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Linnea and Luke.
Yeah. Linnea and Luke are the stars of the show.
To answer your question, how does it feel watching it? It's cringeworthy at times, no doubt. Like, just for context, like, there's a part in episode 1 or 2 where we talk about, where they kind of like get real with AJ for a second, because when you see the interviews on TV, and it's me with a camera, I'm sitting there with my journal, it's me, AJ, and that's it. It's me and AJ and a camera, and that's it. And like, so the one part where I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do this whole journal thing. Like, I don't know, man. Like, da-da-da. Like, it's me and AJ, and that's it. And I think it felt, and I think I say it at the time, I'm like, this is some serious imposter syndrome stuff. And I'm like, I don't feel like I should be sharing this, da-da-da. Nobody's going to care. So it feels very surreal watching it, and I think obviously AJ sends me drafts and he sends me this and that, and I have to approve it. And yeah, I don't know. I wish a part of me, I think, got to watch it from a complete objective point of view. Like, but I've lived this, and this has been my life for the last 2+ years. So yeah, it becomes a little bit. Some parts are a little bit cringeworthy, and some parts I'm like, AJ, cut that out. I don't know. Can we Photoshop that and whatnot? But at the end of the day, to be honest, we started this project and we said, listen, hey, I remember telling Melissa, I'm like, I'm going to be authentic, I'm going to be real, I'm going to be myself, and I'm going to be all these things. And if it can help 1 or 2 people, or if it can relate to somebody, then that's all I want to do. And I think that's what we set on doing.
Okay, so there's 4 of you. Why are there so many? It's for you. Cheers, boys. Cheers. So, if you could give one piece of advice.
Everything here is so good, delivered by DNVR. Thank you, DNVR. Thank you, recognition. Thank you, Raising Canes.
Okay. Oh yeah. Fresh Take, DNVR, Raising Canes. We love you all. Okay, so if you could give advice to another athlete who's about to start their story.
Don't do it.
And AJ, if you could give advice to one filmmaker who's about to start an athlete's story, what would those 2 pieces of advice be?
More tape.
More tape. I think tell everyone in your personal life you're busy. From just now until 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the question?
Do you give it? Okay, so another athlete does a clean sheet episode or the series.
Like if that person is an executive producer and wants to do it, or if that person is about to have a cartilage transplant, which part?
You pick. Somebody's about to be the subject of a show. They're about to have an AJ in their town.
Honestly, okay. So this is the honest truth. So I have a psychologist, right? I go see my therapist once every. I'll take claps for that, no problem. I'm human. So I told him when we were starting this project, right? I'm like, I don't know, I want to do this, but I don't want to do this. But anyways, I'm going to do it. And he's like, well, hey, like, is there any way you can do this and like kind of use it like to your advantage in a way of like, I'm like, I don't know, fucking AJ's going to be there, so can I use it to my advantage? I think bottom line, what I'm telling you is like, I think in a way, doing the documentary and doing a clean sheet was keeping me like on my toes. Like there was no, like if you would have told me in November of 2023, when I hit I got tore my patella tendon, and it was my first real setback. And if you would have told me then like, okay, so yeah, you tore your patella tendon, take 6 weeks off, don't use your leg when you walk the stairs, don't get back on crutches, da-da-da. If I wasn't doing the documentary, like, I don't know, like, I would have probably been like, okay, all right, well, let's take a few extra weeks off, da-da-da. But I always had like, all right, well, we're still doing this, right? Like, not that AJ's living in my house, but it was still like, I don't know, like, okay, let's still do it the right way. Let's always, okay, we know like people are going to care because people are going to see the final product at some point, so don't mess around. In a way, I would also say there's something very special about, and this is where I'm getting to the point, there's something very special about being vulnerable, being authentic, and being like, I don't know. Ever since I came into the league, I think my point has always been of like relating to the non-hockey player fan and just being like, hey, listen, we're the same. You and me are the same. We just have different jobs. And I play hockey in front of 18,000 people. You play hockey just on Tuesday nights because you love it. But we're still the same. And I think a part of me, this was the same thing. I wanted to relate to everybody. I wanted to make sure everybody knew that, hey, yes, I'm put on a pedestal because I'm the captain of the Avalanche. But I think in a way, like we're just the same, and we have the same feelings, and we're doing the same things, and we're changing dirty diapers, and we're doing this, and we're putting our kids to bed, and da-da-da, right? So I think part of, if I was to answer finally, 15 minutes later, if I was answering the question, another athlete was to do this, was to be like, hey, be real, it's okay. Like, it's all right. Like, you can do all the things that you normally do, have the camera rolling, and then it's just gonna turn into a pretty nice highlight reel of your life, I guess, right? Like, you did a good job. But I think, I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking, but I think at the end of the day, AJ, I told you early on, I'm like, I don't know if I want this to go out there. I think I told you this too. And Jared's like, I don't know, we're investing a lot of money, I don't know. We better put this out there somewhere. But I told Jared, I'm like, I don't know, this might just be like glorified home footage. I don't want to put it out there maybe. And he's like, we're probably gonna put it out there. But anyway, it's, I think the authenticity of it is what makes it real, right? And I think you guys would appreciate that too. You see me, my family, my wife, and I think that's what makes it special at the end of the day. And I think that's what relates to, at the end of the day, that's what relates to the viewer. Wait, let's flip the Q&A. Jared, how did you feel when I said this was going to be glorified home footage and we weren't going to put it out there? How did you feel?
I'll be very honest with you on this. No, I'll be super honest with you. I'll be real. My sister's here. If my dad, we lost my dad in 2020, biggest Avs fan, he would have been melting in this room just feeling so happy. If he heard that for work, make money, lose money, doesn't care. I get to help the Avs captain tell the story of his injury recovery. He would have said, it doesn't matter if nobody sees it. He would have said, it's worth doing, figure out the money, it doesn't matter. That's the honest truth. But yeah, pretty cool that it got out there. We did not have any real confidence. There was one point when we were talking to like people at Netflix and whatnot, they were like, oh, the market's dry. You could be the biggest superstar in the world. You won't get your doc picked up right now. And we're like, well, what if it's this? And it was something special. People had never seen anything like this. This is something special. I want to share a story with you all that not a lot of people know. We were talking to TNT about the show. And they were interested. It was good, like supplementary footage of it, and they were doing hockey. And we jumped on a call with Craig and I forget who else. Was Tyler on that call?
Doug.
And Doug was on that call from the Warner team. And then Gabe showed up. And they were like, what? Like he came, they thought they were just gonna be talking to us about this idea with Gabe. And then he showed up, he sold his own show. Like, I like to think I'd be a good salesperson, but this is what sold the show. He showed up, they were like blown away. And that it was a done deal from the second you got on that call.
Well, I'll tell you what sold the show was I got on the call and I was like, they were like, what do you think? Like, da-da-da. And I'm like, well, I'll tell you what, my son was up puking all night. He got sick, and then I did this, and I drove my daughter to school, and now I'm back, I got the day off, and here I am on the call. And he was like, wow, you live like a real person life. I'm like, yeah, this is it. Like, I'm like, I don't know. So like, I think there's, again, the not pretending that like, okay, athletes are put on pedestals because we're looked to be like machines in a way, and yes, people want us to be machines, but at the end of the day, like, what people relate to is like us being normal, and like, again, like driving our kids to school and our son being sick all night, and like that's when Doug and Craig were like, they were not along in this Zoom meeting, and they could believe it. So yeah, I think that's what ultimately did it.
We're all the same. Our youngest daughter's name is Ella.
You're still a machine.
I named her first. Okay, so this is a fun moment. Plug somebody who's a part of the journey that wasn't on camera, that wasn't, nobody would know that this person helped you get to this moment. You each get a chance to plug one person that made an impact. If you're like, I can't think of one person, I'll
That was never on camera?
yeah, like not Melissa or like me, I don't know. Like somebody, thank somebody who, you were thinking of it, AJ, don't do it. Thank somebody who was behind the scenes making the shoot, you talk about it from the doc happening, and you talk about it from the recovery happening. They weren't prepped for this. Gabe was like, oh, just throw anything my way, I got this. And I did this one. You can name a teammate or somebody that was there for you that you didn't see coming.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to comment on the teammate thing about EJ.
Do it.
Oh no, I just put it, I don't know if you caught it. I put a clip of you LOing EJ in practice.
Oh yeah, I got him good, didn't I?
Yeah. And I was so excited because like the next day EJ was like, oh, all these cameras following around David, and it's like, EJ, I've been in your home. It's one guy.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to like light me up on TNT. And so the next day I did an edit where you elbowed him and I was like, yeah. Now we're doing it. I really got him. No one caught it, but I felt immense gratification.
I don't know, like, to be honest, like, I don't know. So what happens is, like, you get hurt, you get cut by skate. Ooh.
Who loves the skate cut the most?
My son. This is a true story. So this happens numerous times every week. We go downstairs in the basement. He goes, oh, you want to play hockey, Daddy? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'd love to. We go downstairs in the basement. He goes, okay, pretend like I'm killing the car. I'm like, okay. He goes, you're Gabe Landeskog? He goes, okay, I'm going to cut you with my skate. Literally, like, I haven't lived through this enough. And this is like the last year, right? And the most dramatic, he goes, and it's like, he falls down, and I'm like, oh. Literally, that's what it's like. And I'm not making this up. It's just what happens, I hope. And he just like, and sometimes he'll be the reverse. Here we go. Okay, pretend like I'm Gabe Landeskog. You're killing the car. You cut me with your skate. Anyway, that's what it's like at home. I just get reminded of it all the time. 2020, September 4th, Edmonton, we're in the bubble, da da da. What was your question again?
That was a better answer than my question. Nobody had a good one for it. I'm
What was it? Anybody? Okay, teammate.
Yeah, teammate.
My therapist, Rick. He'll never see this, but my therapist, Rick. Yeah. And my wife, Melissa. She has been, and I'm not saying this just to get brownie points. I'm saying this because she has enjoyed all the ups of my lives, and I think when you're married to an athlete, that athlete gets all the love and all the attention and all the accolades and everything, but I think when things go south and that person takes the brunt of it, you also take the brunt of it. And I think I truly don't know what I would do without her. And I think at the end of the day, she is a part of why I'm here and a part of why I was able to make it back. And she's kept me grounded, motivated, inspired, and she has kept our family happy and healthy the whole way.
We knew she was cool because the first non-Avs shoot we did for you was Anheuser-Busch, and you welcomed us into your basement to shoot a bunch of stupid social media videos in like 2019, maybe?
Yeah.
And she was just like, oh yeah, what do you guys need? Come on in. Like, she's the best. AJ, thanks somebody.
You already did. AJ.
He just thanked EJ, but he didn't do like somebody on his.
I was almost really more thanking myself for getting back at EJ, so I'm I was literally like in the office at 10 o'clock and I was like, good work, AJ. Gosh, thanking people. I think there's so many people at Fresh Shape who worked really, really hard on this project and put up with me and my specific version of the project. Brandon and Katie did amazing graphics. Graphics were a huge part of this project. And I thought they worked really well. Like, the journal was obviously like a key piece, and the animation of it and how it looked was a really specific thing. And I would slack them at 8, 9, 10, 11 at night and be like, well, I need this a little bit slower, like half a second. And they would do it. And I think it makes a big difference for the project. Cody Troyer is here, I think. This whole project, there he is. Lifelong ass fan, good guy. The audio, because the way we shot it was just one camera. There was no audio person ever, the way you normally do, but we didn't do that. And so like, he cleaned up all of my terrible, terrible audio so that we could just show up. Like, the confidence of being able to just show up with a camera with an onboard microphone to not get in Gabe's way, or not get in the family's way, or not get in the team's way was really important. But you also have to hear what they say. And that was Cody's work. Yeah, gosh, ready to put on the events.
No, I don't want to interrupt, but I was thinking about this. Like, what was the biggest challenge for you? Like, honestly, like, I'd be like, hey, Jay, I'm going to skate on Tuesday, 9 a.m., be here. Like, what was the most annoying / challenging part for you?
Yeah, what was the most annoying thing about Gabe Landeskog?
What's the most annoying thing about the most personable human you come in contact with? No, I mean, annoying thing?
Yeah, like, what was the
Yeah,
hardest
do it.
part?
This is your chance.
Yeah, this is it. You're not going to get teed off.
He's one logger down. You gotta go for it.
I think the annoying thing maybe was, there were some days where I'd show up at your house, I think in like Toronto, you'd start at like 5:30.
Yeah.
And I'd get there at 5:30, which meant I had to get up at 4 to drive there. And then we'd shoot until 9 at night, 9:30.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing, it was amazing. Really amazing. Best project of my whole life. 9:30, then I gotta drive back to my awful hotel, but then dump all the footage, charge all the batteries, prep everything for the next day. And so I'd go to bed at 11, 12 at night, and then get up at 4 and come back to your house.
All over again.
Yeah, because again, there's just no crew.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I could see that. Like, we talked about it on one of our first Zoom calls. Was like, I don't know, okay, so we're gonna send, remember, like the first Zoom call was like, I'm going to Philadelphia to do some rehab. Let's send camera over there and a crew. That was the call.
It was gonna be a real
Crew. And we did. The first trip to Philadelphia was like AJ, and he showed up in the gym with like another guy, and then another sound guy, and then another guy, and I'm like, I remember telling AJ later, I'm like, that ain't gonna happen again. Like, that's enough of that. Like, I need you, AJ, and that's it. So figure out how to do video, sound, and editing, because I don't want more people than that. And I think that was it, right? Like, it was like, we did it one time, and then it was like, then it was AJ. And whenever he showed up at my house, it was AJ. And there was no sound guy, there was no extra camera. And I bet you the documentary would have looked a lot different if we had every time AJ showed up, there would have been a different angle, right? Like it probably would have looked aesthetically better, but I think at the end of the day, like we wanted it to look real. We wanted a small footprint, so just AJ. So anytime you see a shot, there probably could have been 3 or 4 other angles of that shot, but at the end of the day, I didn't want it to disturb what I was doing, whether that was family time or gym time. And again, thank you, Fresh Tape, for making it happen. Good job.
Okay, I think we have time for one more question, and then maybe we get one question from the crowd? Maybe? Yeah?
We had like 5 questions from the crowd.
Okay. Last question. What's next, like actually imminently in your life? What's like, I want AJ to say that he's leaving and actually taking a vacation, because if he doesn't say it on recorded camera, he may not do it. So, what's next? Take answer as you want.
I have a lift coming to my apartment at 3 a.m. to go to the airport for a 5 a.m. flight.
Taking a break.
Yeah, to go to Mexico for a week. And since this is a Fresh Tape event, I'll make it public. My phone doesn't work there.
Crazy how that works. Also, the hotel was crappy near Gabe, not because we sent him to a crappy hotel. There just aren't nice hotels in that neighborhood. I've been thinking about that for the last 4 minutes. Just like, gosh, every single thing we send people to shit hotels. Gabe, what's next for you?
My wife just gave birth to a baby girl like 3 days ago. Yeah, so that's like 36 hours fresh. So anybody who's a parent knows that like the next week I don't have much going on. I'm just like helping out. So that's it. What's her name? Her name's Ella. Yeah, Ella, and yeah, she's doing great. Mama's doing great, and I'm going in to work out tomorrow morning, and then I'm going home, and then I'm a dad, and then I'm trying to help out with the baby feeding and diapers and all that stuff. So yeah, not a whole lot going on, but thanks for asking. That's great.
Okay, let's take 2 questions. We got one here.
Yeah, Gabe, so obviously big comeback from this for playoffs this year. How do you
Come
feel
on.
going back into the 82-game season next
Sorry.
year?
Oh, I think we're not
Here we
doing
go.
hockey questions. Are we doing hockey questions?
No, go ahead. Whatever you want.
Yeah, hockey questions.
Fire away.
I was just asking, how do you feel going back into the 82-game season next year?
I'm excited for it. Honestly, I'm very excited for a real off season where the goal isn't just to get healthy, but it's also to get better. So I'm excited for that, and I'm excited for training camp. Yeah, I'm excited for training camp. I'm excited for the season. I'm excited for all of it. So I feel good physically, and I'm excited for an 82-game schedule. Bring it on. Yeah.
I was wondering.
Hold on, say who you are. This is a rare chance to say hi.
Hey, I'm Kira. Hey. Are you doing that complimentary words? Hey, girl. Okay, that's fine. I was wondering if you have taken any of Linnea's plays into Jared. Has he seen any of those? I'm wondering if we're workshopping any, because they seemed pretty legit
I know.
in the documentary.
I know, no, totally. Well, I don't know, her credibility went down the drain a little bit when she goes, hey, what's a breakaway? And I don't know. At that point, I'm like, well, I'm not going to bring that to Betsy. So, but yeah, it's funny you bring up the kids and hockey. Like, I don't know, like it just, the kids and hockey in this age and the stage that they're in, like, my son's obsessed with hockey. He's only seen me play like 3-4 games. But he's still like, it's like, let's go down the basement, you're killing the car. And then it's my daughter, like, she's just happy-go-lucky, like loves it, wants to be a part of it. At the end of the day, like they're great. They're a big part of how I was able to make this happen, I guess, in a way, right? Like they're just happy. They don't know what's going on. They don't know daddy's this, daddy's that. They're just big. They just, I guess, love me and what I am and what I bring to the family. I make pancakes once in a while, and they're like, oh, this guy's great. Anyways, Jared.
Cool day. Wait, what was your name?
My name's Ryan.
Ryan. Okay, anybody else? One more? Right here? Oh, sorry. One more.
Two-part question, not hockey related.
Who are you?
I'm Will from Breckenridge Brewery.
Yes, Will.
First part, how's the golf game? What's the jam?
Golf game's shit. I played 3 rounds, 89, 86, 83. I'm probably about a 7, 8.
Second part, who are the 2 guys you hate losing to on the team in golf? We're recording this, right?
Who's gonna see this?
We're gonna send it to everybody, buddy. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay, so number 2, I don't like losing to EJ, which I don't do much. Number 1 is I hate losing to Kale, which I have done before. So yeah, I don't like losing to Kale because here's the problem with Kale. So let me vent. So Kale's the most like not even keeled golfer you've ever met. Like so when he's playing great, oh music's going, da da da, like yeah he's making birdies and pars, and then he's playing like shit. It's like music's off. Hates it. Starts complaining about the course. And then he turns it back around. He starts making a par, birdie, music comes back on. So I hate that about Kale. I hate losing to Kale. You've seen it. You've seen like a couple, like a hole or 2. Anyways, yeah, Kale, hate it.
If somebody else is excited about one more question, we'll take one more over there. There's somebody who wants to ask a question over there. Did somebody else have a question over there, or was I making that? Last one.
We could keep doing this forever, Jared. Come on. I know, we do. Yeah, we've got kids. Yeah.
Hey,
I see a hand up over here. We got one more question, Jared. Okay, anyways.
hey, Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
Just now that we've seen, the final episode here. At one point, maybe down the line after you had some separation from doing everything now, would you be interested in maybe looking at all the bits that didn't make the cut and maybe giving like an unreleased package?
Matthew, that's a fantastic question. Have not thought about it. I guess I've thought about it. I guess I've always been like, is there gonna be a blooper version of this ever? Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure. Listen, like, how many days of recording did we do? Like, instances of like you being there.
Actual days of filming, I think we're at 50 to 60 days of filming.
Okay. So there's a lot of B-roll. Like there's a lot of stuff that didn't make it. Is what you're saying?
There's hundreds of hours.
Oh.
AJ, is there a shot that should have made it, or that
Yeah,
you'll never see light?
I want to hear from you. Like, hey, how nice of a blooper reel can you make it?
I mean, depends on the definition of nice.
We can't ruin the image.
No.
No, I mean, there's nothing like, yeah, there's nothing like all that interesting. I think for a while, we spent a lot of time at the Toronto house and stuff like that, and there's a lot of mirrors, and there's a lot of footage of me filming myself in front of a mirror.
Hey now! Here we go! Yep. Where's Elise at? Where's Elise? Elise! Put your hand up. That's AJ's girlfriend. Where's she at? Yep. There she is. She's too short. Yep.
It wouldn't be a blooper, it would just be great content.
We'll give you the AJ cut.
It's just
We'll get to the AJ cut.
It's just me disheveled, standing in front of a mirror, going like,
Why the hell were you filming yourself?
Because you have too many mirrors. I think it's not his fault.
No, it's not. It's not like my house is filled of mirrors. It's just he found them. He found the mirrors.
AJ, this is a weird one to put on blast. You know when you're a kid and you hoop and you look in a mirror and you just do like one of these? Anybody do that in this room? Yeah? What does Gabe do when he looks in the mirror? Does Gabe have like a thing?
Say it.
Does he like
Say it.
there was,
Say it or show it.
we had an early, before there was like the trailer that we put online and everything, we had a teaser that we used to sell, or try to sell the project. And I was doing an interview with Melissa. It was like day 3 or 4. And you were watching the kids. I was talking to Melissa on the couch, and all of a sudden we hear this thud. And somebody crying. And we ended up cutting it out for obvious reasons. And it ended up being Linnea. And
It was Gabe crying. Dave was crying.
Gabe was crying. And what ended up happening is like, they all came downstairs while Mel and I were doing the interview. And it turned into a little bit of a legal battle because Linnea had argued she had fallen off the toilet because Gabe wasn't paying attention because he was fixing his hair. And Melissa and I turned into like litigators because Gabe came down with, as you can hear, perfectly coiffed hair. And he's like, that's not what happened. And Linnea said, no, I was trying to potty and fell off. And I was like, what was your daddy doing? And she's like, Daddy was fixing his hair. And this went on for a good amount of time.
I mean, come on. Like, I don't know. You trust a 3-year-old? I don't know.
I'm impartial. The camera is impartial. I'm just recording.
So it's funny because we're sitting in DNVR headquarters. You were here for a podcast like a couple weeks ago, whatever, and I heard you talk about kind of the favorite part about this project. And you mentioned, and I showed this to Melissa the other day, my Melissa, not your Melissa, my Melissa.
It'd be really weird if you just showed my Melissa AJ's favorite part.
Of like, you mentioned something like, oh, you were asked like by Jesse, and you were like, what's the favorite part about the whole project? And your answer was like, getting to watch Gabe's kids got to grow up. Like Luke and Linnea growing up, and they were 2 and 3 when this all started. And I think that's an aspect of it that I think I appreciate the most as well. And I remember saying, like I said to you, like, even if this is glorified home footage, and talk about glorified home footage is on TNT and TSN in Canada and da-da-da. But it's like, you get to watch the kids grow up in a way, and like their dad is like, trying to figure it out in front of the camera, and like, and they're going off to school, and here we go, and like, Daddy's trying to just like put himself mentally together and like trying to act all
And put his hair together.
Yeah, trying to cloth it up. But I think that's one of the aspects that I think I appreciate the most. Is like at the end of the day, like it's all said and done. Episode 1 through 6, whatever happens, happens. I think I appreciate the fact that like, okay, episode 1, Melissa and the kids are there. Episode 6, Melissa and the kids are there. And I think you do a great job of that in episode 6 of like putting that edit together of that quote at the end of it, where they're in it. Everybody who's in it at the end of that, after that quote, is the kids and Melissa, and that's it. And I think that goes to show just kind of the message of what we're trying to portray and what I've dealt with and what the support system that I've had. And it's like, yeah, if I was a single man, or if it was just me and Melissa, and if it was just this and that, I don't know, like, but it's just something more than that. And it's the kids, and it's trying to be a role model to them, and it's trying to show them what's possible, and it's all this, and I think it's just so meaningful to see that, and I think you get to see it in this final episode that we all got to see tonight, and I think, yeah, it's just really meaningful. So thank you, AJ, thank you, Jared, thank you all for being a part of it. Thanks for supporting.
Thank you all for coming out here tonight. We're all so lucky. None of us in this room should take for granted the fact that we have like this human being as our captain, but as our role model, as a friend, and we're all really lucky. So thank you all for coming out here.
Thank you, Jared.
Thank you, DNVR.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, Dave. Thank you so much. If you recorded tonight's episode, don't put it on YouTube until tomorrow night or something like that. Because I think it goes out what time tomorrow?
4:30 our time?
Yeah. So this is what you saw tonight is not out yet. It's going to go out tomorrow. So have the best night. We love you all. Go Avs.
Thanks, guys.